everyone. Today we're going to continue reading Merriam-Webster's Primary Dictionary. Now, let's start. Bake. Bread, cakes, pies, and cookies are baked. To bake something, you cook it in an oven without putting any liquid in the pan. You can bake your own bread, or you can buy it at a store called a bakery. Bakeries also sell cakes and cookies. A person whose work is baking such as foods is called a baker. Ball. Many games are played with the ball. Some balls are made of solid rubber so that they will bounce high. Bowling balls are big and heavy. Footballs aren't even round. Here are the names of some games played with a ball: t-ball, handball, basketball, dodgeball, football, softball. There is another word, ball. This ball means a special kind of party where people dance. People always dress up to dance at a ball. Cinderella lost her slipper at the king's ball. And here comes another joke. Why did the coach throw Cinderella off the team? Because she ran away from the ball. Funny. Ballet. Ballet is a kind of dance that is performed on a stage. It has very special movements and often tells a story. One famous ballet is Sleeping Beauty, which has music written by Tchaikovsky. It tells the fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty through dance movements and music without using words. The word ballet came into English from the French word ballet. The French word came from Italian. That's because the kind of dancing that developed into ballet started in Italy over 500 years ago. Balloon. A balloon is made to be filled with air or a very light gas. Giant balloons filled with heated air can carry people high in the sky. Small balloons are often used for decoration at parties. You can blow them up with your mouth, or they can be filled with a light gas. Balloon came into English from French. The first balloons were made in France about 200 years ago. These are big balloons made to carry people into the sky. The French people called these new objects by the name they used for a soccer ball because they were round and filled with air, sort of like a giant soccer ball. Banana. A banana is a kind of fruit that grows in the tropics. Bananas grow in bunches on plants that look like trees and have giant leaves. And here comes another joke. Why did the banana go to the doctor? It wasn't feeling well. The word banana came into English from Portuguese, but it was originally a word in one of the languages of Western Africa. Nobody knows now which language that was. More than 400 years ago, Portuguese explorers in Western Africa learned about this fruit and its name from African people. Later, English people learned about bananas by reading Portuguese books, and that is how the word banana came into English. Bank. A bank takes care of money for people. I put all the money I saved in the bank. Some places for keeping other things are also called banks. Blood given by healthy people is stored in a blood bank for people who need it in an emergency. There is another word, bank. This word, bank, means the ground beside a river. Willow trees grew around the river bank. Look up piggy bank. Why is a river rich? Because it always has two banks. Barbecue. People have barbecues in their backyards. Barbecuing is done by cooking outdoors on a grill or another flame over a fire. You can barbecue meat like hamburgers and chicken or vegetables like tomatoes and corn. Barbecue came into English more than 300 years ago from Spanish. The Spanish word meant a frame of sticks made to hold meat or fish over fire to cook it. The Spanish people had gotten the word in the West Indies from native people who lived there and use this way of preparing food. Bare. Something is bare when it is without the covering it usually has. Many trees are bare in winter. He took off his shoes and socks and walked into the puddle with bare feet. When your feet are bare, you are barefoot. I like to go barefoot in summer. People never say, I like to go barefoot, even though both feet are bare. Bare can also mean that there's nothing extra. Just tell me the bare facts. We barely made it up the icy hill. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none. Bark. A bark is the sound a dog makes. My dog likes to bark at squirrels. People use words like bow wow or woof or ark for the sound of a dog's bark. There's another word, bark. Trees don't bark, but they have bark. The outside covering of the trunk and branches of a tree is called bark. How can you tell a dogwood tree? By its bark. Baseball. Baseball is a game that is played with a ball and a bat. It is played by two teams. Baseball gets its name from the bases that the batter has to touch to score a run. The game and the name baseball probably came originally from England. The old game that was played in England was a little different from modern baseball. It had different names in different parts of England, but one name used in southern England was baseball. People who come to the United States from there about 200 years ago probably brought it with them. Basketball. Basketball is a game played with a large ball. It is played by two teams. Each team tries to toss the ball through a hoop, which is called a basket. Basketball was invented over 100 years ago by James Naismith to keep students from being bored in the winter. It got its name because Mr. Naismith used baskets from peaches as the goals. Another name for basketball is hoops. Bat. A bat is a flying animal that is not a bird. It is more like a flying mouse. Bats fly at night and sleep during the day. There's another word, bat, that has a different meaning. This kind of bat goes with a ball. When you play ball, you hit the ball with a bat. Before a game, you might practice batting the ball. When you step up to the plate, you are the batter and you are at bat. The two kinds of bat didn't always have exactly the same name. The name of the flying animal used to have a K sound at the end. It was spelled bake. About 400 years ago, people started saying the animal's name differently with a T sound at the end. Nobody knows why this happened, but now the two words look and sound exactly the same. Bath. When you take a bath, you get wet and soapy all over. Afterwards, you're all clean and the bath water is dirty. I gave a puppy a bath in the bathtub. He didn't like it at all. A bathroom is a room for taking baths and showers, and also for just washing your hands and face or using the toilet. Even when a room has no bathtub, but only a toilet and a sink, it is still often called a bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. A bathroom with just a toilet and sink is called a restroom, especially in a store or a restaurant. Birds take baths too, in puddles or bird baths. Beach. A beach is an area of sand or small stones along the edge of a lake or the ocean. I like to go to the beach in the summer. The word beach is at least 500 years old. At first, it meant the pebbles and small stones often found along a shore. Later, people started using the word beach to talk about the shore itself, not just the pebbles on it. Now people usually think of the beach as having sand, not pebbles. Bean. Beans are food. There are different kinds of beans. They grow in long pods. Beans can be eaten as pods with the young seeds inside. But with some kinds of beans, only the seeds are eaten when they are ripe. There are black beans, navy beans, green beans, and wax beans, string beans, shell beans, broad beans. There are jelly beans too. They look something like beans, but they sure don't taste like beans. Beans grow on beanstalks. Jack and the Beanstalk is a fairy tale about a magic beanstalk that Jack climbs, only to find that it leads to a wicked giant. Bear. A bear is a big, heavy animal with a shaggy fur. There are different kinds of bears. The grizzly bear of North America is the biggest. The polar bear of the Arctic is also very big. A grumpy person is sometimes called a bear. Why does a bear sleep 6 months at a time? He was going to wake up a bear. Maybe that's because most bears sleep through the winter and people think of them as feeling grumpy when they first come out in spring. Because they're hungry. My brother is a real bear if he has to miss a meal. Beard. Some men let the hair on their chin and cheeks grow into a beard. A beard may be long or short. Beard is a very old word that goes back to Old English times, more than 1,000 years ago. The Old English word was also beard, but it looks exactly like the modern word beard, but it did not sound the same. It was pronounced something like Bayard. A word that means the same thing as beard is whiskers. Beat. To beat something is to hit it again and again. The drummer is beating the drum. The ocean waves beat against the shore. Some actions in which something happens over and over again are called beats. A police officer walking a beat walks along the same street over and over. Beat is also used to describe the way a person's heart pumps blood through the body. My heart was beating fast from running. Beating someone at a game doesn't have anything to do with hitting. It means you won. Why was the cook thrown in jail? For whipping the cream and beating the eggs. When you beat time to music, you're hitting the air. Beautiful. You call something beautiful if you really like the way it looks. We watch a beautiful sunset. Cinderella was beautiful at the ball. Everyone admired her beauty. People also call something beautiful if they really like the way it sounds or smells. I think that song is so beautiful. Here are other words that have almost the same meaning as beautiful. Lovely, handsome, pretty. The opposite of beautiful is ugly. Other things can be beautiful too. It was a beautiful day. That last catch was a beauty. Beauty and the Beast is a story about a beautiful girl and an ugly beast. But the beast turned out to be beautiful inside. Beaver. A beaver is an animal with huge, strong front teeth and a big, flat tail. Beavers cut down small trees by gnawing at them with their strong teeth. They use the trees to build dams and streams. Beavers seem to be very busy building their dams. That's why a person who is working hard is often said to be as busy as a beaver. Here are some words to describe beavers and their activities. Furry, splashing, web-footed, swimming, gnawing, diving. Bed. A bed is a piece of furniture to sleep on. When I'm tired, it feels good to get in my bed. Sometimes it isn't even my bedtime yet. A bed is usually in a bedroom, but a bedroom isn't only for a bed. You probably also play in your bedroom. Some bedrooms have bunk beds. Bunk beds are usually single beds, usually placed one above the other. The word bed is also used for things that seem sort of like a bed. An area of the ground used for a garden is called a bed. The ocean bed is the bottom of the ocean. If you order a tuna salad at a restaurant, it may be served on a bed of lettuce. Why could you say that flowers are lazy? Because they never get out of their beds. Bee. A bee is an insect. Bees are especially known for making honey from a sweet liquid found in flowers. People think of bees as being very busy because they are seen flying from flower to flower or making honey in their hives. So when people are working hard together, they are often described as being as busy as bees. A beekeeper is a person who keeps bees for their honey. The bees are kept in a beehive. They make their honey there. Bees work together, so when people work on a project together, that can be called a bee too. The neighbors had a quilting bee to make a quilt for the charity sale. What is more amazing than a talking dog? A spelling bee. Beetle. A beetle is an insect with hard outer wings that cover and protect its flying wings when it is not flying. Beetles have jaws for biting. Sometimes the name of an insect does not tell you exactly what it is. A firefly is not a fly, and a ladybug is not a bug. Both of these insects are really beetles. Beetle goes back to an Old English word that was made from another English word that meant bite. Beetles are insects that can bite. Beg. To beg for something is to ask for it in such a way that the person knows you really, really want it or need it. If you say, "Please, may I go along?" that's asking politely. If you say, "Please, please, please, may I go along?" that's begging. Asking strangers for food or money on the street is also called begging. Some pets beg for food from the table. Bell. A bell will make a ringing sound when it's hit with something hard. Bells are hollow and usually have a narrow top and a wide bottom. There are different kinds of bells. Sleigh bells twinkle, handbells sing, cowbells clatter, doorbells ring. Round sleigh bells are called jingle bells. Now we'll stop right here. See you till next time. Bye!